My first pack of NYXL strings, never having heard of them, knowing nothing really about them, it's just like, hey, this is something new that's coming out. Can you give this a try and let us know what you think about it? I couldn't break them, I couldn't throw them out of tune. No matter what I do, those strings are always there for me.
Hey everyone, this is Chris Kies, for Premier Guitar. I'm in Geodis Stadium in Nashville, Tennessee. First time we ever filmed inside the soccer stadium here in Music City. And I'm joined by Matt Freeman. You might know him from Matt Freeman's bass bunker, but probably Rancid, Operation Ivy. Matt, how you doing?
Good, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, dude, this is a big honor for me. I was staying off camera. I've been a fan. You know, Punkorama's got me into music, and so I've been a lifelong Rancid fan. So it's really surreal. Right, full circle here.
Thanks. Yeah, this is a nice stadium and everything.
Now, tell me about what you got going on. Obviously, you've been playing P's for a long, long time.
Yeah, I've gone back between P basses and jazz basses over the years. I've recorded with both, but lately I've just been using P basses. I've got this one right here. This is actually sort of a Fender American Pro 2, okay, but it's out of the Fender Research and Development shop because I was having problems with my back last year. It was like, I don't know, it hurt and I was problems. So they made this. It's a chambered bass.
Oh, wow.
So it's like sort of, you can't really, I don't know where the chambers are exactly, but it's a lot lighter.
Yeah.
But what they did is they basically took the neck and everything off of Pro 2 and put it on here, and then this is a special bridge they have there, and it sounds pretty good. Like, is this gonna overload the mics here? You know, it doesn't really, I've been playing Pro 2s for about 4 years since they came out.
Okay.
And I used one for years. I have another one, it's black too, and you can't really tell the difference. I mean, I'm sure you could if you got scientific about it, but I can't.
What have you noticed, maybe compared it to your heavier basses or even the 77 you used for all those years on tour and in the recording studio, tonally, versus, you know, the weight's gone, but do you notice anything, or is it still pretty close?
Yeah, I mean, these Pro 2 pickups are a little more bassier.
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't go as far as it being like a quarter pounder or anything like that, but it's not like my 77 that I play on all the records, it's a little brighter.
Okay.
And it's a little lighter, but it's also like touring with like a 65 Chevy. I mean, it's sort of, it needs work. So I never really take it out that much, and if I lost it, I don't know, it'd be terrible.
How does it sit on you? Because being chambered, I'm sure it sits a little different with the neck, and
you know,
maybe the bridges helping with that.
I think the bridge like helped with the weight. I didn't really notice it, but I'm not too particular either.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we could put the other one on and I could get, I don't know, it feels fine. It's just lighter and it's not like pulling down. I had this x-ray done when I had my back, and it's not going into, but my back's better now, but still, here we go.
Yeah. Man, yeah. You could play a broom and it would sound good. I mean, you're
thank you very much.
You're a fantastic bass player. It's like Rancid got me into music and it encouraged me to be a musician, or at least play guitar, pretend to play guitar, because like you guys wrote such catchy, awesome, simple songs. But then like you come out and play bass, it's like there's that side of punk rock that like anyone can do it, but then there's like it's also pretty cool to be awesome at your instrument, and that's you.
Yeah,
it's. I mean, Maxwell Murder, Detroit, like those bass lines are a lesson in punk rock.
Yeah, I've been playing for a long time, and I've been playing music since I was a kid. I started playing trumpet and baritone horn in school, and then I picked up a bass and a guitar, and I don't know, bass was just always sort of my thing. And you know, I had lessons and stuff like that, but I was always real lucky because I could read music, so I'd like go through books and figure stuff out. And we didn't have the internet back when I was 16, so I had to like watch, you know, Kids Are All Right on VHS and see what Entwistle was doing. And
yeah, the Oxes are kind of your North Star, huh?
Yeah, dude, I saw The Who twice in my life. I saw them in the 1982 farewell tour where the Clash opened up for them. And I remember seeing like, whoa, dude, they're old and they're all in their late 30s. And then, like 82, it's true, right? I was like 16, and I saw them again when they came out and did Quadrophenia in '96 in Madison Square Garden.
Wow.
And that was pretty rad. And the guy was, there's a lot of other bass players that influenced me, but John Entwistle was my guy.
I saw you did an interview or a quote, and I'll confirm it here, is that you said you weren't a bass player to be in the band. You wanted to play bass. You know, sometimes guys get into bands or they get put into a bass role. You were like always.
I always wanted to play bass. I got my mom's youngest brother, who's only 5 years older than me. He was like sort of my older brother growing up, and he had like a big record collection. He had the Who Live at Leeds. And I got that record, and I didn't really even know what was going on. You know, I was 15, 16 years old, but you know, hear that record and hear what John was doing, I was like, dude, I want to do that. You know, it was different. There's a lot of guitarists around, and you know, but I always liked bass. The bass thing just made sense to me.
And it's funny with Lars and Tim, and I'm sure you know Brett and you know the producers. no one really got in your way in the spectrum of the recordings. You always shined really brightly in terms of being able to be heard. You didn't get Newsteaded. You weren't like And Justice for All where you got buried in the mix. Your bass is always very prominent, and
yeah,
it's a thing that it's the backbone.
Yeah, we all work together, you know.
It's awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
And what should we know about picks? I know that people always ask about picks.
I use thin ones, or these are mediums. These are, I think they're .60 Dunlop orange ones. I've used these since the beginning. And this one is, you know, a little special. It says Rancid on it and stuff. But if you go, I'm not gonna turn up all the way, but the thing I like about them, if you play up here and you're playing fast and you only use about this much of the pick, like that much, and it's a little flexible, you can go do this. And you're not getting that clank. You know, heavy picks, if you're playing back here, you know, that's a tone. But if you're up here.
And I noticed you always play closer to the neck.
Yeah.
Is that a thing that you
I think it was because my arms were short, but I don't know. It just sounds good. You get a little, the string's a little soft up here. You know, back here it's a little, you know.
Taut.
Yeah, taut, but here it's. And I manipulate a lot with my right hand too.
And what, can you explain that?
Well, I don't have very big hands, and my wrists are sort of deformed. Like I can't put my wrist flat. I broke my arm really bad when I was a kid, so that's as flat as my wrist gets.
Wow.
So people have like, when I went in to do an interview with Bass Player magazine about, I don't know, 15 years ago, I started playing and one of the guys sort of blurted out, that's the worst left-hand technique I've ever seen.
Really?
That's fine, you know, it's, I'll take it. But my hand is sort of like always off the fretboard here. So I tend to use these two fingers and I'm just sort of holding it down and tight. You know, and really manipulating, sort of, you know, just really being able to, I don't know, I can't explain it, just like working the string.
It's funny, doing this for 15 plus years, it's how times I've encountered what would be called limitations, help people create their own way. Like if you could do your wrist the whole normal way and had the technique like this bass player guy said, you might not play like Matt Freeman.
Well, yeah, I had a really good teacher because in the 80s when I was coming up, everyone, it was like Jaco Pastorius, that was, you know, and rightfully so, everyone wanted to be like him, so everything was supposed to be like flat. I can't do that, and like I don't have much of a reach. So my teacher was really intuitive. He says, okay, let's figure out what you can do, not what you can't do.
Gotcha.
So I got real lucky about that.
What strings are you running?
These are D'Addario NYXLs.
And the D'Addario NYXL.
But they're D'Addario strings, and I've been using those since forever, and I love them.
D'Addario strings as well.
D'Addarios.
Right.
D'Addario. I've been using D'Addario.
I'm a fan of D'Addarios.
Started using these D'Addarios. I like the D'Addario NYXLs.
So D'Addario, and I got the NYXLs on here.
Now the second bass I know, because you guys are playing kind of a middle set, 30 minutes, is just a copy of this, but not chambered, right?
Yeah, you want to bring that one over here? This is Warren, by the way.
Warren is a great tech.
Great tech, works for everybody. We're lucky enough to have him. So, oh God, this thing's heavy.
Thank you, Warren.
Yep. So yeah, this is the bass that I got about 4 years ago when they came out. Actually made a video for Fender about it. It used to have a white pick plate on it, but this is just a stock Pro 2. And it's actually not that heavy. I could probably get away with playing it. I tend not to change basses during sets at all.
Got it.
In fact, if it was up to me, I would probably just bring one bass on tour, but Warren said I couldn't do that in case something went wrong. So that's fine. But this thing, it's sort of exactly the same. The neck's a lot more worn in on this, and the frets are a lot more worn in because I've been played it a lot. The bridge is a little different. But otherwise, it's just stock. And I've actually done a lot of stuff. I've done a lot of this recording on this bass. Yeah, so yeah, this is my second bass, but it's solid, so you can sort of hear that.
Yeah.
I don't really know what kind of wood it's made out of. I mean,
I'm assuming probably alder or ash or something.
Yeah,
that's typically the key bass thing.
Yeah, I don't get too picky. I pick something up I like, and if it plays well, then I play it.
Obviously, I've seen you with Rickenbackers, jazz basses, but
Yeah, I tried with Rickenbacker so long. I wanted to play Rickenbacker so bad.
Lemmy, I mean.
Yeah, Lemmy, you know, Bruce Fox in the Jam. There's, you
Yeah.
know, you can name it, but I could never, I could never get the tone out of that I wanted. I couldn't be Lemmy, basically.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So I don't know.
How did you land going J versus P?
I've gone back and forth, and again, it's sort of what I like. You know, I had a 78 jazz bass for a long time I loved. I played that in the 2000s, but that thing is really heavy. That's like a PV almost. It's like, yeah, it's an anchor, and my back I couldn't handle it after a while. Out Come the Wolves, the producer at the time wanted me to play a jazz, and it has that sound. So I go back and forth,
Okay.
you know, but mostly I'm just P bass. I mean, it sounds sonically good with Tim and Lars, and with the band, with the drums, it just fits in really well, and you can, you know, you can do anything with these basses and they never falter.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, is there a reason that they're probably the most seen electric bass in the world?
Yeah, I mean, I used to read Bass Player magazine a lot, and you'd see these, like, you know, studio guys that'd be playing with some big band, and they'd have some, like, cool, like, you know, bass, nice, you know, hardwood, exotic wood, and then it'd be like, oh, what do you use on the record? Oh, my 65 P bass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's a reason.
Yeah.
You got the Fender Super 800
Yeah,
Bassmans?
so these, I've actually played these for about 7 years now. They're the Bassman 800s, and they have a...
All tube?
No, it's not all tube.
Oh, really?
It's just the preamp is tube, wherever it might be. It's in here somewhere. They're actually really light. Yeah, right here. And
Gotcha.
then it has a solid state.
Ah.
It has a solid state power amp. And we used to hook up both of them. Now we just run both cabinets off this one.
Okay.
And it's fairly loud. I mean, I am trying to, like, again, I mean, you know, in the days now with all the modeling and everything, I mean, I just, you know, this is sort of my 70s bass fantasy thing going on. I mean, all the bands I used to see. And, you know, they held up really well. They've had these cabinets forever, so.
And I assume 810 or 610? 8.
Yeah, both of them 8.
Cool. And I think the only pedal that Warren showed us earlier was the pork loin.
Yeah, the pork loin. I'm going to have Warren show you all that stuff. There's some stuff going back there. I use an Avalon. But this thing, I don't know, this thing sounds great. I mean, it really, I mean, it's, you know, if you stand, I'm going to try the mic here. If you stand over here. Yeah, so it really hits you. It's really good.
Man, and I don't want to leave this chance or this opportunity is, you know, you got your own YouTube channel now. You're a YouTuber.
Yeah,
or
it's
you're a
called
YouTuber.
Matt Freeman's Bass Bunker, and I started because Brandon Steinekert said I should do something during the pandemic, and then people seemed to like it. And I do it on an iPhone, and my editing is suspect. But
You
you
said
know,
your kids help you sometimes?
yeah, my 17-year-old will just, you know, try to do something and get frustrated with me, and you know, that's basically it.
Well, I as a fan that's been watching them, I love it. So just keep it up. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
thank
sure
you
you're
very
getting good
much. I have
feedback.
a lot of fun doing it. Me and Warren have been doing it out here on the tour too. It's great.
Yeah. What's the feedback with, like, you know, are you obviously fans of Rancid are chiming in the comments
Yeah,
section,
people
so.
seem to like it. You know, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm just trying to be, you know, just whatever I come up with that day. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, I start off playing along with Rancid songs, and then maybe I'll do some tips or something. You know, it's always evolving. You know, I take it seriously, but I don't take it too seriously.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I
That's
just
kinda what me and
have
Perry
fun
do.
with it. Yeah.
Before we go talk to Warren about kind of what's behind the stack here, is what bass strings are you using?
These are Fender. I believe they're just the nickel-plated ones.
What Warren? What size is?
No, what size? They're 105, 85, 65, 45. And this is basically the same setup when, you know, I started off with Roto Sounds in the 80s, and then I was using GHS for a while, and now I use these, so they're good.
Well, Matt, I really appreciate the time. I know everyone's going to be really excited to see this.
Yeah,
and,
thanks for making time for me. I really, really appreciate it. Well,
This is
you
Matt
know,
Freeman.
I got a big thing going on here, you know what I mean? So.
Yeah, I mean, YouTuber, Rancid bassist, Operation Ivy bassist. You're a legend.
I guess I am a YouTuber. I never think about that.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Smash it.
I gotta say that all the time. I always forget.
All right,
know.
we're going to talk to Warren and figure out the rest of your setup.
All right,
man.
cool. Hey, thanks a lot. I really
Thank you.
appreciate
I
it. Hey,
appreciate
thank
it.
you too. All right, I really appreciate it. All right, you take care.
All right, Warren, as foretold by Matt, you're going to walk us through the rack here. Tell me simply what's going on, because there's not actually much here to see.
Yeah, no, it's pretty simple. It's wireless into the Avalon, into the pork loin, into the head.
Okay, and does the pork line run all the time?
Yes, it's
Okay.
on the whole time. We split the signal in the back with a custom box built by Anders Aho, and that splits the signal from Matt's amp and Tim's amp. So.
Okay. And then what's the reason for the 2 DIs or the 2 Avalons?
One's a backup, and then that's the main. We pull the DI out of the main.
Okay, and so then that gives a front of house feed.
Yeah.
Okay. And then
he'll get front of house. We'll get a DI from the Avalon and a mic from the cabinet as well.
Okay, and then he
He'll
blends
blend
it out there.
Yep.
Cool, man. And so, like, how's he running the pork line? I'm sure people want to know. Just is it kind of hot or?
No, it's kind of really just kind of basically in the middle.
Pushing the amp.
Yeah, it's just pushing the amp a little, giving it a little distortion, a little dirt, and a little like push for a sound, right? So, I mean, most of his tone is in his hands, right? So this is just kind of gives him a good foundation to work with.
Gotcha. And the MXR, is that a noise gate for Tim, or is that
That's a noise gate for Tim, yeah.
Gotcha. All right, well, Warren, I know it was going to be quick, but thank you for popping on
Got it,
camera.
man.
All
Absolutely,
right.
thank you.
See you guys next time. Check out Matt Freeman's Bass Bunker, because I know I do.